Hello everyone and welcome to a new lesson with Miss Rafa. Today we're going to start with Unit 7, Prose. We're going to focus on the reading skill. So if you're ready, open your student book and let's get started. Genres of literature. Prose. Let's start our lesson with a preview. Page 66, Student Book. Discuss these questions with your partner. What story have you read recently? Where and when does the story take place? What kind of language does the story use? What moral lesson does the story tell? How does the story make you feel? بهمني من أي قصة متى وأين حدثت؟ شو نوع اللغة المستخدمة فيها؟ هل هي لغة شعرية أو لغة نثرية إلى آخره؟ شو الدرس الأخلاقي أو الدرس المستفاد؟ يعني شو العبرة من هاي القصة؟ وكيف خلتكم تحسوا؟ Does it make you feel happy or sad? etc. Now let's start with the reading lesson. We're going to start with some vocabulary. Prose, prose, prose. Poetry, poetry, poetry. Ordinary, ordinary, ordinary. In American English we say ordinary. Formal, formal, formal. Metrical, metrical, metrical. Rhythmic, rhythmic, rhythmic. The H is silent. Aesthetic, aesthetic, aesthetic. Versification, versification, versification. Format, format, format. Persuasive, persuasive, persuasive. Non-fictional, non-fictional, non-fictional. Convey, convey, convey. Theoretical, theoretical, theoretical. narrative, 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 fabrication, 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 imagination, 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 recited, 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 conversational, 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 exhibit, 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 emotional, 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 enhanced imagery, enhanced imagery, enhanced imagery, factual, 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 discourses, 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 broadcasting, 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 Now let's move on to the lesson. Genre of literature. Prose is a formal language that has no formal metrical structure. It applies a natural flow of speech and ordinary grammatical structure rather than rhythmic structure, such as in the case of traditional poetry. Normal everyday speech is spoken in prose, and most people think and write in prose form. Prose is composed of full grammatical sentences, which consist of paragraphs, and ignores static appeal in favor of a clear, direct language. It can be said to be the mirror of informal speech. Some works of prose do have versification, and the mix of the two formats is called prose poetry. Now let's see the common types of prose. We have non-fictional prose, fictional prose, heroic prose, and prose poetry. Let's see the first one, non-fictional prose. A literary work that is mainly based on fact may contain fictional elements in certain cases to express thoughts and ideas of the speaker. The form of writing is often hard and persuasive and suits the occasion to convey a specific message. Type 2. Fictional prose. A literary work that is wholly or partly imagined or theoretical. This is usually written in the form of a narrative and may be entirely a fabrication of the author's imagination, as in novels. The third kind is heroic prose. A literary work that may be written down or recited employs many of the standard expressions found in oral tradition, as in legends, tales, and plays. To some extent, prose written in plays aims to be dramatic and eventful. However, in plays, prose is often in conversational mood and is produced by a character. Thus, this style stays the same throughout the play, according to the personality of the character. The last kind is prose poetry. A literary work that exhibits poetic quality, using emotional effects and enhanced imagery, which are written in prose instead of verse. Now let's move on to the function of prose. The reason for prose acceptance can be attributed to its loosely defined structure, which most writers feel comfortable using when expressing or conveying their ideas and thoughts. It's the standard style of writing used for most spoken dialogues, fictional as well as topical and factual writing, and discourses. It is also the common language used in newspapers, magazines, literature, encyclopedias, broadcasting, philosophy, law, history, the sciences, and many other forms of communication. Now let's answer some questions. Match the highlighted words in the text with their meanings. You may use a dictionary to help you. Aesthetic, versification, non-fictional, persuasive, convey, discourses, aesthetic, concerned with beauty and art, versification, the art of writing poetry, non-fictional, realistic, persuasive, able to make somebody do or believe something, convey, to communicate or express something with or without using words. Discourses, long and serious discussion in speech or writing. Now let's see question B. Answer the following questions about the text above. What distinguishes prose from poetry? Prose is a form of language that has no formal metrical structure. It applies a natural flow of speech and ordinary grammatical structure, rather than rhythmic structure. Why is prose considered the mirror of informal speech? Because most people think and write in prose form. Which kind of a prose depends on facts? Non-fictional prose depends on facts. What category are legends and tales? Legends and tales are heroic prose. Why is prose widely accepted and used by most writers? Due to its loosely defined structure. Question C. Decide if these statements are true or false. Prose has a rhythmic form. False. There is no need to follow grammar in writing prose. False. Non-fictional prose comprises realistic items. True. Most novels are written as a product of the author's imagination. False. Most writers find it difficult to use prose when expressing their thoughts. False. That's everything for today. Thank you very much. See you next lesson.